Hi, I'm Nelson DeMille, and our book is titled The Deserter.
Hi, I'm Alex DeMille, and I'm the co-author of The Deserter. The Deserter is about two Army criminal investigators, male, female, Scott Brody and Maggie Taylor, who are tasked with finding and apprehending and bringing back to stateside to face justice Kyle Mercer, Special Forces officer who deserted his remote outpost in Afghanistan a few years back. So our two heroes are sent to Caracas, and they have very little to work with. They know where he was sighted, and that's about it. And they're going to an unstable society with a hostile government and no support.
The idea was over 2 years old, and it was inspired by the Bo Bergdahl case. Bo Bergdahl was a deserter, army deserter, deserted in Afghanistan, got captured by the Taliban, spent about 2 years with the Taliban. They got released. So this is, kind of a chase and escape and a whodunit. But more than that, it's the why of it. Why did this man do what he did? And I think that's what keeps the reader kind of hanging.
It was challenging to set this book in Venezuela. As far as research goes, it was a combination of reading books and talking to a handful of Venezuelan expats, as well as one guy who still is in Caracas, and he's part of the nonviolent political dissident movement. And that was really, really valuable. I was able to get an on-the-ground perspective. I was planning on going, but things got worse and worse, and I realized that this would be a bad idea. And the Venezuelan expats I spoke to said, "Don't go. You're gonna get, you might get kidnapped at the airport. You won't even get any research done first." So I didn't go, but that made me extra diligent in trying to do as much research as possible to make sure I got this place right. As far as the logistics of collaboration, you don't use a computer.
I don't use a computer.
So I was kind of the master record keeper. I had a Word document that I was working from, and then I would be emailing portions of that to his secretaries, and they would be printing it out, and he would be reading it, and he would be editing with a pencil.
Right.
And then I'd get scans back of the pages.
I write longhand. I find the process easier for me. Thoughts flow more freely, maybe. I find it quicker than typing for me. So it was, two different technologies. One was lead pencil, and the other one was computers. But he was able to read my handwriting, which most people can't.
That was a unique skill from growing up.
Right. You remembered how bad my handwriting was, and a couple of bumps in the beginning, but it was really more logistic than stylistic. Once we got the logistics down, and thank God for emails, and when you co-authored in the old days, you had to put your manuscript or your chapter in the mail and wait 5 days before it reached the other co-author. Then I used to fax it too. But logistically, we figured it out, and then stylistically, I think we figured it out.
Yeah.
Right? Our characters in there, I think mid-30s, would you say?
Yeah.
So, and I'm challenged a little bit with that. The guy's in his mid-30s, she's in her mid-30s. Alex is in his mid-30s, so he kind of ironed out some of the dialogue and some of the expressions that might not be current today. And it's a good thing. You see with older writers, sometimes they get stuck in a time period in terms of the language. The language changes. I mean, you can still believe what you believe and write it the way you see it, but the language is dynamic, so you've got to kind of change some of the words, change some of the language.